Good afternoon and welcome to Dixon's Field once again. Glenwood High School are the hosts again this weekend on a beautiful day, and they're hosting Hoërskool Monument. A rich history here for the Green Machine, a school that is 107 years old. It is a massive school of 1,300 learners, much vaunted in sporting circles here in KZN, and as you can see, they have produced no less than 7 Springbok rugby players, and the most recent, the 59 Springbok captain, Warren Whiteley. It's a good crowd coming on this gorgeous afternoon. It's up in the upper 20s, the temperature here, with a stiff northeasterly breeze blowing, just cooling things down somewhat for the comfort of spectators and players alike. The visitors arrive here at Dixon's Field at Glenwood, having moved to number 3 in the rankings on the Rugby 365 rankings with their excellent win over Kes last weekend. And they're led by their live wire number 8, Pierre Jacobs. A Glenwood High School that will feel the loss of the massive lock forward JJ van der Mesht, weighing in at 130 kilograms, and they have to bounce back following their near defeat by their neighbours DHS last weekend. A large quotient of Glenwood learners has come in to support the side here this afternoon, as you'd expect, and they need a victory after their defeat to DHS last weekend. That will always hurt a great deal. It's the first time in 9 years that they lost to their bitterest rivals, DHS, and they've got a chance to turn it around on an afternoon, as I say. It's in the upper 20s. There's absolutely no chance of rain. It's a gorgeous blue sky day, and the breeze is stiffening all the while. Both sides always highly regarded in the rankings of school rugby, and there's Monument's recent form. The loss in early May to Boland Landbou, the only blip on the graph. Impressive wins over Waterkloof and particularly Kes last weekend. They have to do this away from home in the midst of exams. They've come down to Durban against a hurting Glenwood side with that defeat to DHS, but you'll see, other than the defeat to Paarl Boys, good wins locally over Kearsney College and Westville Boys High School. It's a long time as well since Glenwood last beat Monument in this increasingly prestigious Premier Interschools derby. It's back in 2012, the last time the Green Machine beat the Witbulle. And they'll be trying to do their desperate most to do it again today. As here comes Monument onto the park here at Dixon's Field in Durban, and they will be defending the south side of the ground. And there is the captain, Pierre Jacobs, Monas captain, highly ranked behind the 2 Cape sides. Paarl Boys being the leading school side in the country at the moment. And here comes Dylan Kruger leading out the Green Machine. An anticipation for a bounce back from Glenwood here against Monument today. It's a very good afternoon to my co-commentator today, AJ Venter.
Yeah, wonderful day indeed, Brett. Temperature is fantastic. You were talking about the wind, and it's going to pick up a little bit into the afternoon, hopefully not too much while the game is still on. But what a wonderful opportunity for these youngsters to prove and to show their skill to their friends and families, but also everyone watching around the country.
How much will the absence of the bulk of JJ van der Mesht, Natal School's selection, out of the Glenwood side with injury? There's the match official today, Blake Beattie.
Back to that line. Okay.
The captain, Dylan Kruger, converted into a loose forward, had a good game last week, but it hurts so much to Glenwood to lose to their long-time rivals, Durban High School. Glenwood playing with what breeze there is at their back, and they'll be kicking off in the person of their scrum half, Jaden Hendricks. We've been seeing so many wonderfully entertaining games in recent weeks.
Captain.
on SuperSport of the schoolboy rugby, and last week's was certainly right up there. Glenwood going down by the merest of 3 points here on this very ground against DHS. So we're about to get underway. The shrill blast. Hendricks kicks short and flat onto Monument. Over the top it goes. It's taken in by Kruger immediately. Loubser in support, ball loose, and a nervous start by Monument.
Green ball. Space. In or out, stay in. One scrubbing, please.
So it's a Glenwood line-out. Loubser, the provider. Down to Brainard. Wasn't in the side last weekend as the Glenwood have shuffled their pack. They're outside the 22. Pretorius. Away to Jonker. Sele in the line. Over the top goes
Plays, got it.
Locko Linders immediately and may have turned it over for Monument. That could be an important steal. Chance for Monument to get their hands on the ball. Tinus Kombrink away to the big frame of Jonathan Viljoen at standoff. They carry it up midfield.
Even now, green, 7.
Advantage being played to Monument as it's slow and coming. That advantage over, and Brainard comes away with it. A little bit of space on the left. Pretorius, Loubser in the line. Out on the left to Hendricks. Into the 22. Glenwood, a good start by the home side. Pretorius looking for some bulk midfield. Finds Kube. He carries up to the 22. Options left and right. Ball a bit slow in coming though, but they keep going right. Pretorius, Skip Vele, out here to Brainard. He takes the hit. Stands up in the tackle. Gets support. This is a good beginning by Glenwood. Going through the phases nicely as Monument's defend holds firm.
Get back.
They'll spin left again. Pretorius, Kruger, Jonker, looping pass over the top to Loubser. The number 8 stretches his legs. Advantage played for the high tackle. Opportunity here for Glenwood. Finds Clark. Jordan Clark, the loose head, carries it up. A lot of continuity from the green machine. Pretorius, another looping pass. Lafleur releases Brainard. Defense really good here for Monument. That's all they've been doing in these first 3 minutes. Just tackle because Glenwood have had all the ball. The pass is not good to Pretorius. Inaccuracy. Kruger tidies up. Under the posts, Glenwood's need to be patient. No panic. Pretorius through the hands. Jonker. Nice take by Hendricks on the left. Round his man. What a great start from Glenwood High.
Wow, what a wonderful start by Glenwood. And what was most impressive was the interplay of the Glenwood boys, both forwards and backline players. They were all involved in the previous 10 phases that they've just put together. So wonderful, wonderful rugby by the green machine, and end off by Hendricks, the wing. That step right there, inside, outside, he really caught the defender by surprise, and there was very little space to work with there on the side. So wonderful feat by Janus Hendricks.
What a start that is by Glenwood. They've obviously put in a lot of work under the cosh this week after their defeat last weekend, and they mean business. They've put the loss of their talisman forward, Van der Mes, behind them, and have got off to a cracking start. Van Rensburg from the far touchline to add 2 more precious points. Breeze right behind him. Strike is clean, but inaccurate. Nonetheless, a 5-point start in as early as the 4th minute. The ideal beginning for the home side.
Yeah, but before that, the offside, just make sure your boys take a step and ruck.
So rocked by the early score, Monument need to strike back. Here's another look.
Wow, that step inside, outside was absolutely phenomenal.
Good hang time from Viljoen. Hendricks underneath it, waits it, taken out of the air. Oh dear, could this be greater sanction? Right in front of the bank stands of Glenwood learners. The hooker, Mornay Brandon, read the right attack by Blake Beattie. That was a brave and courageous take from the scrum half.
Well, just a little bit of a mistiming, I would imagine. It wasn't too vindictive, I would say. It's just a bad timing.
It's almost as if he cushioned beneath Hendricks and set him down, but taking him out in the air is against the laws, and the penalty had to result. Glenwood just inside their half. Loubser won so much line-out ball last week and continues in that vein today. And that's a strong maul by the home side. My, they've begun clinically today. Hendricks, Pretorius. Around comes the try scorer. Hendricks tries to get the handoff, caught behind the gain line. The pass was a little bit inaccurate and put the left winger under pressure, but they've secured. Hendricks with a little grubber through.
Touched.
Good one from the scrum half, and the call is touched by Blake Beattie, so it's going to be a Glenwood line-up.
Well, listen, I've already seen Larko Linders, number 6 of the Monument team. He's been really effective in every ruck and maul so far, so a player to watch today.
The Glenwood line-out, over the top it goes. And away comes the hooker, Brandon. What pace he's got. He's going to go all the way, is he? No, Taylor brings him down to the 22. That was excellent work by Monument. Now a chance for the Witbuller to strike back immediately. They have an advantage as Combrink is caught. Now they'll come away with Eben Brandt as he drives up towards the try line top of screen.
Step.
Viljoen. Jacobs, he's held up. Any advantage accruing to Monument. If it doesn't result, there'll be a penalty. Luke Rousseau has a crack. No advantage accruing in the penalty, straight under the sticks. Surely Monument will take the 3 on offer.
Taking a shot.
The sensible route,
Make sure you stay
taking
back.
the 3 points, but it all resulted from the overthrow in the line-out and the great run by Mornay Brandon.
Does this not remind you of Schalk Brits? Schalk Brits around the back of the line-out, runs like a fullback or a wing. I was hoping for a little bit of a step there like Schalk used to do. But what a wonderful run there by Mornay Brandon. Great speed and pace.
The 3 points of formality, and immediately Monument have struck back to reduce the deficit to just 2. So that'll settle things down for the visitors. And all on the back of just an error in the line-out from Glenwood. And now there's an error in the kickoff.
Scrum.
Can't make mistakes like that. They'd begun so assuredly, so composed at Glenwood, and now there's just a couple of errors from the line-out that set up the penalty. And now the kickoff, so Monument have the scrum on centre spot. Oh, that is a big pack, Monument. 17 kilograms advantage.
Crouch.
First scrum of the match, and as late as the 9th minute. Combrink. Away to Viljoen. Toes it for the far touchline. And running onto it is Buitendach. Nicely weighted kick that was by Viljoen, showing great strength is Buitendach, held up by Jonker. Produced again for Monument, carried up by Kristen van Niekerk. They try and use the forwards to get towards the line. Left behind, but gone backwards, says referee Beattie. Cleaned up by Stefan Leroux. Looks short side, does Combrink, uses Viljoen onto Rousseau. And the hooker involved in that setting up the penalty. Mornay Brandon just left it behind as he ran a good line. Advantage to Glenwood, and it's a bit of a get-out-of-jail-free card because they were under pressure.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt. The Monument side is really putting a lot of pressure on Glenwood at this moment. And they're pretty lucky to get out of that situation.
I think we're going to have to keep an eye on this man. He's obviously got some pace. Mornay Brandon, he's going to be used. Running outside the first receiver. Hooker for Glenwood. DeVet Truter finds Uber. Down to Kruger. This is Slade Durant, used midfield. Nicely set up for recycle ball. Hendrickson to Pretorius. He goes to the sky. It's a little bit deep. Time for Prinsloo. And the big fullback takes and sets off. Oh, that's a handoff of Lafleur before he puts it onto the boot. Not a great kick. Chance here for Glenwood. Hendrickson, the scrum off. Has he overdone it? Oh, yes, he has. That was useful ball to use. And he's made a bit of a pig's ear of it.
Well, it's obviously a guy with a lot of skill. He's just overcooked the previous kickoff, and now this one, he wouldn't be happy with the results of that.
So Monument line out. They've got the tall, lean figure of Stefan Leroux, and it goes to him, but it's one against the throw by Glenwood. That was good work from Loubser. Spun out midfield to Brainard. This is Taylor, the little fullback. He fields Brainard. That's good work from the open side flanker on the halfway line. Glenwood back into their rhythm. Slow in coming. And Monument get the penalty.
Isolated. No. Go back. Go 10. Go 10. There we go. 10. Yeah.
Fullion to probe for the far touchline, straight into the strengthening breeze. And he's got a good thump on that. Good territory gained by the Monument fly half. Overthrown. Oh, and Kruger, the captain of Glenwood, knocks it on, and that was an opportunity for the home side to relieve pressure.
Well, a missed opportunity by the Witbiller with that line out. There was about 20 meters out, and they had a great opportunity missed there.
Similarly, that wasn't a difficult take for the Glenwood skipper. He could have relieved pressure. So Monument back on the attack with a scrum inside the 22.
Crouch!
They had a good solid base from their first scrum.
Set!
Down it goes.
Far side, going down, this way. What I need us both to do, but listen, you need to both stay squarer for longer, okay?
Well, have a look at the number 14 of the Witbiller standing right behind the scrum on the right of your screen there. They've got the whole left side of the field open. What are they going to do? Are they going to move into the midfield or swing around to the blind? Let's have a look.
Bond! Set!
Here's the feed from Combrink. Scrum wheels a touch, the pick and go, Combrink, and the penalty. The call is hands in the scrum, and a chance for Glenwood to relieve the pressure. Using the breeze, and that's a good touch finder for Glenwood.
Pick the ball up, not the 7.
Well, you'd always expected this to be a tough, hard battle between two sides in the top 10 of the Rugby 365 rankings. Loubser again is almost winning line-out by rote for Glenwood as the target. Truter is the carrier at the back of that maul that now gains momentum. This is good work from Glenwood as it's taken down and advantage being played again to the home side for the collapse. Pretorius, Jonker. The dummy run is from Lafleur. A trouble now for Glenwood, but they'll come back for the penalty.
Collapsing the maul.
All set up by that really good maul by Glenwood.
That's it.
Shoulder. Yeah. Falls.
Wow, there is a breeze and a stiff one at the back, but this is a long-range attempt. And this is why it happened.
Well, absolutely great setup by Glenwood. And you can see they weren't sure, they didn't want to score from there, so they're really trying to milk the penalty, and that's what they got. And quite a long kick, but as you said, the wind is exactly straight into his back now. It's coming off from the harbour side.
Missed with his first kick, did Morne van Rensburg. Right winger. Important to just create a little bit more of a cushion with the knowledge that Monument will have a breeze at their back in the second half. Still a lot of rugby to be played. That's the distance, just inside Monument half. Deliberate preparation. Strike will have the distance, but pulled away
22.
to the left. So an opportunity, albeit a slim one, has just been spurned by Glenwood again. Just didn't get the loft on it to use that breeze.
Keep them behind.
From their 22. Deep goes Fillion. Who wants it? Scrum off Hendrickson. He's going to drop it. Goal. Oh, that's ambitious. And it goes dead.
22.
Yeah, I don't know whether that's the right thing to do. They were stuck in their own 22, Glenwood, now for about 10 minutes. This is the first time they're out into the half of the Witbulle, and they kick it away every time. I would say keep the ball, use what they have as their running ability.
This one's got a bit more hang time. Hendrickson feeds Jonker. Jonker with an, oh, taken high.
8, leave it.
Well, obviously not high enough for referee. Oh, yes, it is.
Unfortunately, your hands are on the ground. You've got to stay on your feet.
I'm not sure he was penalised for the high tackle because we hear the referee saying hands on the ground, but a penalty accrued nonetheless. And this time, even though it's closer, they're not going to go for posts.
Well, that's Marius Jonker, the referee's son. He's also on the field here somewhere.
Right as the middle, eh?
It's a great touch finder to set up a really attacking lineup for Glenwood. 5 meters out. Super kick from the scrum half, Jaden Hendrickson. Now it's all about the lineup. We've seen the effectiveness of them all. There's Loebscher, but it's overthrown. What an opportunity missed. Away comes Brandon, showing some strength to muscle his way outside the 22. Combrink.
Taken back.
Fillion can't kick it straight up. Taylor with time. This nippy little fullback, but he runs straight into Breitenbach and Rousseau in tandem.
There it is.
Does well to present. Glenwood have to start again. Pretorius. Schwartz. De Wet true to the hooker. Stepping in is the try scorer Hendricks. Hendrickson, the scrum half. Pretorius with a little bit of space. Out to the rangy number 8, Loebscher. He can't get away from Buitendach. That's a good tackle by the right winger. Jonker in the standoff position. Jordan Clark upright and thumping into the cover of Monument. And Glenwood will recycle again. Looping to Tlele. Tries to step. Big hit by the captain, Jacobs. Counter ruck is excellent from Monument, putting Glenwood under pressure, and they win the penalty. That's really good defense by the visitors. This penalty all set up by an excellent counter ruck from Monument. Tough to find the touchline. Didn't have to look for distance, just needed to make sure, having won the penalty and the throw.
Where is he?
Wow, fantastic tackle there by the number 8, PJ Jacobs, the captain. And the power of the Monument side just driving straight through.
The throw finds Franco Skitter, but it did just have a look of something askance about the throw. Glenwood holding on to this lead as we move into the second quarter of this match.
Your man entered. Your man. No. Excuse me. No.
Glenwood has the bulk
Your
of
guy
possession
entered,
and territory, but the scoreboard suggests Monument still well in touch. And you just get a feeling that this big, strong side with the weight advantage in the pack may start to wear the home side down a little
Younger, just ask
when
him
they
if he's
have the
around.
benefit of the breeze in the second half.
Lucid.
It's just a hold up off screen. There he is.
Yes.
The effective number 8, Edward Loebscher, has been led from the field, and this looks like a fairly debilitating injury, and that might impact significantly on the Glenwood line-out because he's won just about all the ball for Glenwood in that facet of play so far.
Yeah, looks like it might have been a dislocated elbow. Hopefully it's not too bad.
Crouch. Bond.
What impact will that have on this Glenwood 8?
Set.
Kruger's gone to number 8, you can see that, and they hold firm. It's a
Stay
good
7.
scrum by the home side. Hendrickse away to Pretorius. Jonker, here's Taylor with space, sees a hole, has the pace, is through, has to get past, there's the chip. It's taken by Mornef and Rensburg, needs support inside the 22. That was a lovely run by Taylor. Pretorius, they need some width. Pretorius takes the hit, and he has been buried by the Monument defense, but excellent work to release it out to Hendricks, a try scorer, steps again, could go again. Brandon with such an important tackle. Wonderful rugby, both sides.
Just put it down.
Well, one thing we know about Hendricks is with a little space, he can do a lot.
Played quickly on as the line-out's taken.
He knocks it on.
And there was a knock-on from Glenwood as
He
they
knocks it on
just
another scrap.
tried to get untidy ball made by
It's in the
Monument.
line-out. Knock it in the line-out with the scrap.
Well, here we go again as we see this lovely run of Chele. And still a bit of work to do, and that was the right option. Unfortunately, just got nipped by the fingers of the opposition. But what a wonderful piece of play by Glenwood.
Super run.
Captain, what
Space
position was
created by the lovely distribution from Jonker, but his timing into the line was superb, Sianda Trele. And the chip, and then you just felt, AJ, that the fly half Pretorius had taken the wrong option. It needed width, and he took a massive hit. But it did really well to recycle quickly and create the opportunity.
No, I agree with you totally. There was a lot of space on the left-hand side, and even just his immediate left, there was one of the loose forwards coming around. So, yeah, you know, looking back is always easy, but I think he should have possibly just let it go and use the players on the outside. But listen, for me, this Jonas Hendricks, really, really impressive the way he can manipulate space on the edge.
This is his opposite winger on the right for Glenwood, Mornef and Rensburg, who took a hit in that early part of that movement. And now Monument under pressure, but they do have the feed to the 5-meter scrum. It's been a hard-fought encounter so far. You'd expect nothing less as time ticks away. Solid base. Oh, then a bit of a counter shove from Glenwood, puts the ball under a bit of pressure. Carried out by Luke Rousseau. Back to Fullion, uses the right boot, gets underneath it a bit, and kicking into that wind is always going to be tough. So Glenwood still pegging Monument back in their own half.
I need a better space.
Well, there's the replacement. Rory Atwell, we believe, is now on permanently. Edward Loebscher, as AJ said, there was a dislocation. So this is now Dylan Kruger, the target in the lineouts now.
Play, there it is.
Round the front they
Make the
go.
tackle.
Glenwood with a lot of possession now. They just need to make something for it. Pretorius, little chip ahead. Off the fingertips. Lafleur. Oh, taken in by Prinsloo. That's really good work by the fullback, who immediately goes to the boot.
Now you're on, now you're on.
Glenwood will run it again. Good hands, Pretorius off his bootstraps, and a little stepping run by the fly half, who's getting more ball and more into the game now. The Glenwood standoff.
Offside!
Hendrickse, Kruger, the captain. Glenwood with all the ball and possession now. Clearly, can he do something? He decides to go to the boot. Who wants it? Nobody wants it. Van Rensburg running onto it. Oh, touchline wins. They're looking a little under pressure now, Monument. Indecisiveness there in cover. Hasn't quite recovered from that injury, Mornef and Rensburg, still moving gingerly.
Well, it's been a first 10 minutes of all Monument. It's kind of turned in the last few minutes.
Play on immediately, untidy line out, but away comes Combrink for
No, green, 13.
Monument.
Stay on 7.
Monument have done well to soak up all this
12,
pressure.
leave it.
They can turn it around, get their hands on the ball a little. You know they'll get back in this game. They're not out of it on the scoreboard at all, but it's just all territory belonging to Glenwood. Keeps it a bit lower under the wind now, but he won't find touch. He'll find Cele with a chance to run, the little fullback. As he does, oh, dummied and almost got through the hole.
Stay.
Hendrikse, Jonker, Jordan Clark crashes up and turns his body nicely to present, and they go away to the left. They've got a few numbers here. Jonker sticks it on the toe, and he finds the territory, but was there an opportunity outside him?
Well, Brett, there was absolutely space and men on his outside again. I would say 3 overlap. This is not the first time Glenwood has squandered opportunity by kicking or using the ball where there was space outside.
One against the throw by Slade
numbers,
Durant, but their numbers are wrong. Oh dear. That was an opportunity.
No.
So a free kick to Monument, and here they go. They're trying to run using the big men midfield. The skipper, Jacobs, who's been involved mostly on defence. Now the pass a little inaccurate. Lafleur makes the tackle on his opposite number, Breitenbach. Thumps him into this firm Durban turf, but
Hands on is not out. Go 10, let
they
him
will run again from a
7.
penalty, and there's got some numbers out to the right if they can be a bit accurate. This is Skitter, the flanker, releases Breitenbach on the right. He toes it ahead. Cele coming across and cover, doesn't get the bounce he wants. Under pressure, the fullback. And there's a massive Monument man in front of him. Oh, and he's in trouble. Eventually gets over the touchline, but Monument, who haven't had much opportunity now, in a wonderful attacking position.
Oh, that was wonderful play to see by a schoolboy side. In their own 22, don't just kick out like everyone does. They try to play it out, keep the possession. Wonderful play, and that little grabber forward with great defense from there. Catching Chele right in the 22, great play.
And now they have an important scrum. Combrink just coming over to his fly half. Jonathan Viljoen to get a call. What move is on here?
18.
Lineups have been untidy. Monument have been put under pressure by Glenwood in that phase, but the scrums, as you'd expect, pretty solid. Viljoen takes it flat. Rousseau, oh, loses the ball. Dear, oh dear. It just looked to be a little bit static, a little bit staccato perhaps. They didn't hit the line with purpose, and they've spurned an opportunity.
No, I don't think they actually did the move right. It looked like they had a planned move. There was a bit of a mess up right here. So unfortunately for them, no points, but that was a great opportunity.
Both sides of, when they've got into 22, had chances, and just basic errors have caused problems. You can see 5 handling errors, 2 to Monument, and they've all been in the red zone. Glenwood as well, mistakes right on the attack. Nonetheless, it's been an entertaining first half hour. This first half is whistled by.
There's too much movement before even call set. We need to keep our spacing. Only
How
work once the ball's
important will
in.
this breeze be to Monument in the second half? Glenwood with just a 2-point lead, and they've had the benefit of this wind at their backs through this first stanza.
Crouch! Bond! Set!
Penalty, Monument.
Straight to ground. Body position,
Glenwood
straight to ground.
penalised, and a chance for the visitors to go ahead.
Straight to ground. Just stay on the line if he goes back.
The man who's won the penalty, Brendan Pawson, on the loosehead side. His battle against Brendan Schultz. He's emerged victorious and won the penalty that's going to put Monument in front. Simple as you like, and despite all Glenwood's territory and possession, they trail as we approach half-time.
Jonathan Viljoen, flyer of the Witbulle, just kicked the ball over, and a few minutes left, and Glenwood should definitely try and get into the half and try and keep that ball for the last few minutes.
High on the kick, and is he going to kick it too deep? He has again. Well, 2 kickoffs, 2 errors from the kickoff on both times by Hendrikse, and he looks suitably disappointed with himself because it puts Monument into good field position again.
What I need you to do is keep your feet under your body. You flop straight to ground, okay? You need to keep the scrum up.
I think Glenwood will be kicking themselves at the break, and they look at that score and see they trail by 2 penalties to their try. They've missed 2 kicks at goal. They've had the bulk of the latter possession and territory. Monument had a good start, but here the Witbiller again on the loop. Around comes Rousseau. Strong running centre.
Okay, release 10.
On the Glenwood 10. Combrink digs and is caught in possession. Atwell, the substitute for Loubser, has made an intervention. Jacobs doesn't take, the captain. Advantage to Glenwood, and they've already got some momentum midfield. Going left, they've got numbers there. Jonker with a step and go inside. Supported the shoulder, wasn't released.
There's nothing wrong there. We'll come back for the knocker.
Explained by Blake Beattie. The original infraction was the knock by the skipper Jacobs, so Glenwood have the feed.
Not a great pass there from, I think it's Larko Linders, and subsequently ball turned over.
Nothing to separate these 2 sides at the moment. It's hard to pick a winner as we come towards the end of this first half.
Bond! Set!
Hendrikse. Kruger picks up at the bags, and around comes Hendrikse. The loop is to no one in particular. Kruger, late in arriving. Again, a move that was a training ground move that perhaps didn't go according to plan. They've made something of it by way of territory, though, Glenwood.
Check. 1-9. Stay out.
Brandon finds his jumper quite comfortably. The recipient is Skitter, and he comes away almost unhindered. This is the flanker running towards Morne van Rensburg. Steps, gets away from the winger. What a speedy run by the flanker from his 22 into the Glenwood 22 before being brought down.
Great run by Franco Skitter. Lovely little, he took the ball in the line out and wiggled his way out.
Open up, Mark.
A pity just he couldn't get into the field there.
De Wet-Truter needs to find his jumper. Doesn't. It's untidy, but it's one against the throw by Monument. Starting to capitalize on Glenwood errors now are the visitors. Fullion, Rousseau, Breitenbach, little lateral. Prinsloo will straighten, not Sele won't allow. Good tackle by the diminutive fullback. They will come again. Fullion, Leroux, the big lock forward. Defense from Glenwood is sound. Combrink digging again. On the bounce, it's taken by Rousseau. Loops it over to the speedy Skitter, the flanker. Outside him was Oosthuizen, not required.
Tackle only, tackle
Inside
only.
the 22, Fullion, Fannykerk.
Tackle only.
Pass forward, relief opportunity for Glenwood.
I've got a minute 15.
It just feels to me that the Monument side is not getting their moves going as they would want to. This is the break from the 7 flank Franco Skitter from the line out. He took that ball and wiggled himself out. This moment here, he should have tried to keep inside because he's playing against a quicker winger to keep the ball alive for his side. But
can you play on?
I wish just that Monument would keep their, or get their moves going. They look like they've got so much to offer, but it's just falling short.
He's been working hard, as he, Franco Skitter, 4 tackles.
Original mark.
And obviously he's made meters as well, as we've just seen from that good 50-meter run. That set up this field position by the error with a forward pass means that Glenwood have a scrum, and it's probably going to be the last set piece of the half.
Crouch! Bond!
Glenwood will scratch their head at the break and go, how did we trail? They've had so much territory So much possession, but there's just a single point
way.
separating these two sides.
Wait, number 3, come to me. Okay, you didn't get in a good body position. I can't keep you, CT. You need to get in a better position.
Brendan Schwartz is the man being spoken to by Blake Beattie about body position. He's had a tough afternoon against Brendan Pawson from Monument this afternoon. The loose head, all that action on the near side of that scrum.
Bond! 6!
Hendrickse will just thump it into touch, or will he?
Wait,
No,
22.
he's going to thump it downfield.
Wait.
And it goes over the head of the retreating Dion Oosthuizen. DeAndre Prinsloo starts to run. Gets away from Brainard, makes his pass to Breitenbach. He can't get away from Slade Durant on the halfway line. Holding on, who's holding on? It's been won by Mpube on the deck for Glenwood. A last chance here in the half for Glenwood to create something. The kick over the top. There's no one at home. Space now. There's a chase. Going back as Skitter gets the nice bounce. Can he get away from Pretorius? Yes, he can, but he can't get away from Hendricks. Under pressure here. Monument on their line on the stroke of half-time.
It's from behind.
They just need to be calm here and shovel it out.
No.
Well, they don't. Well, they've won a penalty. I think neither side really aware that the clock is ticked away. And that they
Time is
can
up,
take
eh?
the sanctuary of half-time should they want it.
Just tap it first. Yes, you can, yes.
You heard the question from Pierre Jacobs. Do they want to take the... Can we take the line out? He could, but he's blown the half-time whistle nonetheless. So it's been a hard-fought first half. And Glenwood, despite their territory and possessional ascendancy, they have the solitary try. That was early by Jonas Hendricks, the left wing. But Monument's reply of 2 penalties puts the visitors in front at the break. It's a nail-biter here at Dixon's Field at Glenwood and Durban. But the home side trail Monument by a single point. Monument 6, Glenwood 5.